Hey guys, Blackwell here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Fallout 76, what the hype means for the gamers, and not to be put off if the game isn't exactly what you imagine it to be at launch.
People know Fallout 76 is an open-world RPG set in the Fallout universe that has a lot of systemic and survival qualities.
You used the word systemic. And we've got Chris here, who worked on one of the granddaddies of all systemic online games, Ultima Online.
Now, Chris Mayer, you may not know him. He's very new to Bethesda. He's not been there that long. He worked on Ultima Online. Now, Ultima Online has been going for over 20 years. Okay, it's a massively online game. It's an isometric game, as Todd Howard mentions later on. Now, this game has claimed a lot of Guinness World Records, including the first MMO RPG to reach 100,000 players. In 2001, Ultima Online won an MPOGD Game of the Month award. In 2010, Ultima Online was the first inductee into the Game Developers Choice Online Awards Hall of Fame. In 2012, Stratix presented Ultima Online with a Historic Achievement Award to commemorate 15 years of innovation, imagination, and dedication in support of the Ultima Online community. Time designated it as one of the 100 greatest video games of all time in November 2012. So this guy who's come over from this team obviously knows his stuff in terms of online worlds and online RPGs as such. In addition to Ultima Online, Bethesda have ties with Elder Scrolls Online, obviously being one of the publishers along with ZeniMax Online Studios. So they're going to have a plethora of creativity and talent from that pool that they can rely on for crossover work into the Fallout universe. So when people go, yeah, it's Bethesda's brand new thing, yes, they may be right, but they're drawing on a background of knowledge that goes all the way back to 1997. And that's just Chris Mayer. There could be other people working on other projects as well who have had a massive draw in the online multiplayer world. Now, the Elder Scrolls Online has actually been out for 4 years, so they've got 4 years of running knowledge with a project, and they've got all these projects from previous.
Look, we want everybody to play it as soon as possible. We're playing it now. There's a lot we have to do, right? There's things that we know we need to change and fix before we get it in everybody's hands. And the other thing is, even though people are going to start playing the beta in October, this is a game that we're going to be constantly updating. So everybody's feedback is really, really important to us. The beta for us, this is an all-new thing, right? So we need to stress test a lot of systems. Right. And that's why we called it the Break It Early test application, because it's going to break.
Oh, you're going to break it.
We're pretty sure of that. And get ready. And so it's really, we need to make sure we're ready for everybody comes in, it all crashes the first moment. See, I make it sound fun, right? It's going to be really fun. And then, making sure we're ready to fix that really, really fast. And so that we're in a good loop of, hey, here are the issues. Let's fix them and get everybody else in the game as soon as possible.
When it comes to the Break It Early test application, the beta, a lot of people are wondering about the length of the beta itself being, is it too short? You can't really test the servers and stuff like that. And personally, I think it's not coming from that kind of background. I think what it's coming from is they're actually just putting a month of trialing so they can get their team up to the level necessary to repair servers when they break. So when they get people back online from the downtimes. Okay, now you can guarantee there are going to be downtimes in the beta. If there wasn't, then there's not enough stress testing on the servers. But what they're focusing on in this period is how fast they can get that server back online, the speed that they can get the problems fixed.
You have plans to continue to work on this game and evolve it. It's not like it's finished and then you're going to take one little round of feedback. You have lots of thoughts and plans, and we don't want to get into the roadmap, but...
Right. We do have kind of a roadmap in our heads, and this is a game that we think, with the community, is going to be a very different game a year after it's out, and 2 years after it's out, and 5 years after it's out. It's a game in 10 years, 50 years. We have big plans and what we can do with the game and with our community, and the beta is just really the first step.
If you think about online games, when an online game comes out, the state of it then, as opposed to a year down the line, are two completely different places. Okay, and that's understandable from ESO's perspective, it's understandable from No Man's Sky's perspective, it's understandable from Grand Theft Auto 5's perspective. Hell, even Grand Theft Auto jumped a generation of consoles during its online time. Now, I believe that this game will do the same. I think Fallout 76 will start out on PlayStation 4, Xbox, and PC. Obviously, it'll remain on PC, but I reckon there will be a generational gap, and that will be filled by Fallout 76 down the line. So people who do buy it on console will most probably have to buy it twice if they want to continue playing. Additional DLCs that will only be coming out on next-gen consoles. The MMO is a different breed of game. I think personally games should be re-reviewed periodically. especially when they're MMOs, because something that starts out so simple and there's not enough content in there, such as No Man's Sky, can be vastly improved with updates from the developer. And Hello Games have now got a locked-in game that's been rated poorly because it started out poorly. But with the latest updates, you need to have latest reviews to coincide. So what I've seen so far with ESO, since I've been playing it, is all of the areas in this one massive world have a distinct look about them. They all look different, they all feel different, but they are incredible. And if they can emulate something like this on Fallout 76, who knows? I mean, down the line they could add new landscapes, new areas, new regions, new enemies, new game modes. It really is. You've built the massive world, you've built the environment, you've built the massive playground, and now you just need to fill it with toys and activities and things to do and people, and you'll be set for a very long time. Okay, so here we've got some Grand Theft Auto footage from early on in the game. Now, this is the first couple of years of the game. So as you can see, it's just typical race on the floor. It's just a land race, plenty of cars, plenty of people racing around. And this is the sort of basic race that you can get in Grand Theft Auto Online. And this is what the online developer has now created. It's pushed more content out there. All the cars are all DLC. The racetrack's in the fucking sky. Let's be honest. This isn't really a racetrack anymore. It's more of a fucking crash course. We're going effing sideways. All sorts can be done, you know? Once you've created the environment, then you start to fill it with unique, interesting content that will push your game far beyond the realms of what it first looked like when it came out at launch. So periodically, reviews are important because a game with all this new content, such as racing through tunnels in the sky, will not be included in the original review. And that's something that needs to be addressed, especially for online games where the developers continue to push it. So eventually ESO and Fallout 76 will both become games such as this, ones that you can play massively with friends or on your own, doing whatever you feel like doing in whatever manner you do. So don't be disheartened if a game isn't what it seems to be at launch because it's an online game, because down the line content's going to be added, the world is there for you to explore, but that world may seem desolate and empty at one point. When you start filling it with content, it's going to become really, really thick and fantastic to explore. Anyway, that's me done for today's video. If you've got any thoughts and comments, drop them by in the comments section. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe if you want to see more content. I'm available on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you in West Virginia.